Hey there, welcome. If you're anything like me, first of all, my condolences. Second of all, you are a big Mega Man Battle fan, who was very ecstatic that the Legacy Collection was finally announced. So ecstatic, in fact, that you decided to go to random Japanese auction sites to try and win bids for children's toys released nearly 2 decades ago, spending $1,000 on said children's toys. Furthermore, once said children's toys arrived, you decide to record your unboxing process in hopes of making a nice YouTube video out of it, even though you've never made a YouTube video before. And then suddenly, next thing you know, you've lost 40 hours of your life writing and editing and filming. This is one of, I don't know, maybe like a half a dozen videos on that subject. I never want to do this again. For the 13 of you who somehow stumbled upon this video, I hope you enjoy. So let's begin with the giant box. We have about 6 different packages, I think, if I remember correctly. It's about 4 of the boxes and 2 of the bags. About 4 different vendors, so you might see inconsistent packaging between all the different groups that we have. And our first package is a tiny box wrapped in duct tape. And then we have more duct tape. So the first thing we have are these EXE6 battle chips, or Link battle chips, I think they're called. I'm a total amateur with this stuff, so please feel free to correct me in the comments below as I cycle through the ones that I got. Did you know the best way to hold battle chips is by using an awkward claw grip? 9 out of 10 doctors would tell you that it's actually very ergonomic. They would not. Please don't hold your battle chips this way. I'm really curious about these unique PCB numbers. The font came out really great for the mold. In fact, if we look at the back side, we can see the molding everywhere looks solid to me, to an amateur anyways. Moving on to the next box. Let's pretend that I didn't already open this before and that I totally don't know what's inside here. Oh look, it's a plug-in PET. Who knew that would be in there? Let's just get this packaging out of the way so we can take a closer look. So it's definitely super scratched up. And the buttons are a little grimy. Looks like the screw is really stripped out there too. Wonder how often they replace the batteries on this thing. That top port is, I think, where you can connect with other PETs. They jack into it. And speaking of jacking in, here's the cord for it. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be white, but time has done a number on it. You can see it really quickly in this video, but there are these 2 ridges that line up with the top portion of the I guess PvP mode. That's what the top would be for. And to wind your PET back, you spin the wheel back. The cord has definitely seen better days. Looks like you can use the vertical ridges to snap into the slot. It's kind of interesting. And now for my favorite part, the handle, the telescopic handle. It's really strong, much stronger than I was expecting it to be. Really loud too. Let's move on to the next boxes. Oh, this is our link gate. It goes into your Game Boy Advances and Game Boy Advance SPs. I saw this from a Bob.exe video, but because of the way the SP and the Advance GBA link cable port is oriented, this one has a swivel with it, just so it's kind of backwards compatible. It uses a really tight little pivot there to release from the grip. Now battle chips line here. Fortunately for us, we just unpackaged some. Fits in pretty tight, and the picture lines up pretty much perfectly with the edge. That is a satisfying fit. Looks like all these were manufactured by Takara. Alright. Next up, here we have the EXE4 gate. You didn't see that. And with all that origami out of the way, we have an up-close look at the EXE4 gate. These springs are so stiff. I wish I could take them apart, but I don't think I want to sacrifice this unit for that. And also, I don't know what my fascination is with pivot points and stuff. Must be my background. Now, from what I recall, battle chips are unfortunately not backwards compatible, so this EXE6 gate just straight up doesn't fit. And just like before, everything's manufactured by Takara. A couple more pinches on this quick release pivots. And let's get into the giant one. So this package, I doubled my initial budget. It was the one from the auction. And we'll see if I got my money's worth. If I remember correctly, this is off a book off lot. Funny enough, I did check my local book off here in New York. Definitely not as big a haul as here. For starters, we have another EXE4 gate, an advanced PET, and another EXE6 link gate. Though it might be more accurate to say pieces of the advanced PET. Funny enough, this one I actually had when I was younger. I was known for being the Mega Man guy in high school, so a kid decided to donate one to me almost 10, 15 years ago now. Something about simple springs and pivots and all that stuff is so satisfying to me. Camouflage in the chips, we have the plastic screen protector. It unfortunately has lost all its adhesion. So we're going to just set that aside for now. Now, from what I remember, shaking these things is how you trigger a random battle, but I don't even think this thing has batteries. I'm also not sure if this quick release mechanism is supposed to be so loose. This was an as-is lot, so things could have just arrived broken and completely not operational. I'm gonna set aside time to take these apart and really investigate to see if we can get them back into proper working order. In the meantime, I'm going to quickly look at the, I guess, quote-unquote duplicates that we got, starting with the second link gate. So satisfying. Did you hear that? That sounds pingy. gonna compare it with my other unit that I got. Is that just me? Am I just being too particular? It sounds more higher pitched than this one. Maybe it's not a big deal. You guys let me know. So I now own a total of 3 of these. 3 EXE4 gates. I think there's another color available, though I might be wrong. I might be confusing it with something else. I really like the pearlescent finish on these. The choice of colorways is nice too. You got the red and white for Chaud's version, and for Land's version is the classic blue and yellow. As for the other half of this package, all the individual EXE Link battle chips. You want to pause right around here because I immediately start picking them up. And with our staging area finally clear, now we can move on to the final package. A shitload of battle chips. Oh, perfect. I actually had so this is a battle chip magazine launcher. I think I recorded a clip of it earlier, but that footage was lost, so we can use this one to review that footage. For starters, this spring, super stiff. Like, it feels like it would hurt. The tongue, not so much. At least it reminds me of a tongue. Unlike my advanced PET though, this one's got a nice strong cover. And now for the mother load. Another group of EXE6 chips. Muramasa. This was one of my favorites as a kid. Oh, this one's green and very hollow. Wow, like a secret rare in Yu-Gi-Oh! I wonder why they added that ridge. Seems like it would be a pain to have to apply the stickers on for each individual Navi chip. Let's just translate these guys up to the right to unveil all these CD cases. Didn't realize it at the time, but the coloration is kind of weird on these, I guess, almost OG battle chips. Like, it's not a solid blue. Also, that PCB is super grimy. Is the coloration thing just me? Because the EXE6 chips are they're very solid and uniform. These look like they have like a filter applied. So, fun fact, if anyone's wondering why these are all shipped in CDs. Japan is very, very big on physical CD sales for their artists. It's a really important metric for success and whatnot. Like, many fans will buy multiple copies of a CD, so I guess that leads to a surplus of cases. Nope, we got more Link chips here, more hollow Navi ones, and I think a Giga chip. Don't remember what this one was, but I want to say it did 500 damage. Ground Man and Heat Man. Heat Man's almost hard to see because of how glittery he is. And then back to our Slash Man. I'll put these guys in their own separate pile. This one, it's going to take a while with the giant chips all shifted around like that. So we got a couple more hollow Navi chips. And these are, I think, the Battle Network 5 version of the battle chips. For the Progress PT. Just remember the name. So I already had a copy of the Mega Man Progress PET battle chip. This one is a Proto Man one. And now we have Chargeman EXE6 Link battle chip. I believe 2 copies of the Mega Man ones. And finally the Z-Saber, or Z-Saber, depending on who you ask. And last but certainly not least, this iridescent collection. Looks like a lot of valuable chips in here, so I'm going to be super careful with this one. It's so shiny. I'm surprised the glittering was caught on camera. For some reason, these two Nova Man chips have different colors. They have the same PCB number though, so I wonder why that is. Anyways, this was the last of it. So here we have basically the entire Bai haul. Do a really quick pan if anyone was curious to see the individual chips. I just tallied the math, and you know, it's not as expensive as I thought. All in all, this set me back about 750 USD. That's including the import fees from the service I was using. We'll see if I can't recoup some of my costs by getting rid of the duplicates I ended up with. So I guess I should first check to see that everything's in working order. I think I'll save that for another video though. This one's, I'm so tired of voicing over this stuff. To the 13 of you that were somehow entertained by all this, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. Till next time. Later.